So we're still in the front triangle, we're going to hit it from top position usually. Okay, so you want to think about when we're in top position, it's the same story, even from guard positions. When we played it from guard, seated guard, I'm looking the one arm in, one arm out scenario. So again, when I made it that seated guard grip, I have an unweighted leg, and then I brought one leg over the shoulder and had one arm in between my legs and one arm out between my legs. And it stays the same in the triangle. From top position, it's the same scenario. Matthew's flat on his back, he has got a near side arm, and he's got a far side arm. If he knows jiu-jitsu, when I go to put weight on him, he's probably going to be framing with his arms. So we have a near side frame close to my hips, and possibly, depends on where I am, whether I'm an underhook or whether I'm times, he's going to be framing like this. I sort of call this a beginner's level boxing hand position. So let's talk about how we can kill this frame. I need his right arm away from his body and get his elbow in line. So from side control with the cross-face underhook, I'm going to take out my cross-face and put it in front of his head. This is called a reverse cross-face. My right hand's going to switch to the near side hip, and I'm going to turn my hip. Okay? I'm going to use my left hip against Matthew's right elbow, and I'll move around till I get that bite, and then I'm going to start to walk it. Notice the way Matthew's right elbow is away from his body. From this position now, I keep my elbow tight, I'm moving back to side control, and now I've got an open elbow on this. So for those that aren't doing jiu-jitsu that long, it's not this whereby Matthew's right elbow is tight to his body. The skill we're trying to acquire is this. Notice the way his right elbow is trapped, or his right arm is trapped, with my left hip, okay? And I've still got head control. So from there, I'm going to bring my elbow to the far side to make that wedge. I can, if I feel I'm losing it, come back to the cross face, grab onto the armpit, and nearly bring Matthew towards me. So he tries to free his right elbow, and that will be the battle. Keeping that flared elbow, that open elbow. So we have two methods of entering into the front triangle from here. We have either foot-based methods or knee-based methods. We're going to look at foot-based methods first. So my right hand is just going to grab his wrist. Okay. From here, I'm going to raise my head and my hips. But the detail is, I need to make my right leg unweighted. To do that, I have to put the weight on my left knee. So I move my head past his head. Notice the way I'm perpendicular, I'm nearly moving parallel. That means my right leg is unweighted, and now I can throw my leg over, bite my shin. I'm making sure I have connection with the back of my right knee beside his left ear. And then I just put my hand on the mat, my head on the mat. Notice the way my strangle leg is in line with the shoulders. And now, I just grab my shin, put my foot behind the back of my knee. Keep the weight on my hands. And to finish, I just make a trace, a semicircle with my left foot to close that triangle. So, from our position, I've got the cross face underhook. Okay, I'm going to switch. So I'll reverse cross face. My right hand grabs from the inside hip, and I just turn my head. I'm trying to get Matthew's right elbow away from his body. So I want to dig in my lower back, my lower left hip, and walk to flare that elbow out. Okay? Right hand comes back to the hip, left comes back, and now I switch my face back. Side control, and the skill will be keeping Matthew's right elbow away from his body. Okay? Once I'm here, I'm going to make a grip on the wrist, I'm going to pin it, and then I raise my head. Okay? I move my head away from his, so my head's going to be over here. That puts all the weight on my left knee and makes my right leg unweighted. So I can physically throw it over. I want the crook of my knee going around instead of jugular. I find the shin, and I post my hand on the mat, and I put my head on the mat. And I want to make sure that my right calf is across the shoulder line, and I only have a head and arm inside the triangle, and not a shoulder. So again, from there, I lock the triangle. Now again, from here, I've seen a lot of sitting up and grabbing the head and stuff, but you've no base, and sometimes you can get reversed. Danaher's preferred method is hands on the mat, head on the mat, and I just trace a semicircle with my foot. So, cross face underhook. Notice the way Matthew has a near side frame and a far side frame. We're going to be attacking this near side frame. We want to get this arm away from his body. So, from our position, cross face gets replaced with a reverse cross face, right hand comes to the near side hip, and then I just switch my base. Okay? So I'm on my left hips towards the mat, and then I just find that bite. Sometimes Matthew's really digging that elbow in, and I have to just find it. And now I've walked away from his body, right hand controls the hip, and this is where sometimes you can lose it. I'm sucking my left knee back and pulling it underneath his arm. So I'll pull his head right in. Once I get to my knees, cross face comes back in, and I win that, underhook comes back in, and I win that cross face. And I kind of pull him up onto my lap. The battle will be keeping the open elbow. Staying tight. Now from here, I just pin the wrist. And level change and raise hip heist. My head's coming up, but if I keep all the weight on my knees, it's just an impossibility to get your leg over. So the detail is I switch the angle. I move from being perpendicular to more being parallel, and my head moves past his head. So it's this movement here that I want. I can also windshield wiper my left foot in towards his straight lat. Head comes over, push down on that hand, and now I just step over and catch my shin. No space. Foot, hand goes in the mat. As I put my head towards the mat, I want to make sure the strangled leg is across the shoulder line. Big mistake is you're not paying particular attention. You try to lock the triangle, his right shoulder's inside it. So really make sure you're on the shoulder line. When I put my head on the mat, I pull up, I will physically lock the triangle, I stay tight. And now from there, I just trace a semicircle. Let's try that, guys.